So, starting laying down. If you have if you have a blanket or some blocks and you want to make this a heart opener, you can roll up your blanket like this and place it long down your mat like that. And I'm going to sit right against it. And this is one option here. So having a nice open heart like this, legs are out to the side in Shavasana. Or your other options are, you cannot have this thing under your heart. That's one option for sure. Another option is to bring the legs wide. Ooh, hello, look at all these blocks. This is perfect. Bring the legs wide, soles of the feet together. And you can have a hip opener here as well as a heart opener. If you want to support under the legs, you can put books or blocks under your knees. Or you can just let your knees hang free in the void of space. That's fine too. Arms can be down by your sides or out on the T or over your head. And the last leg option, it's more comfortable for you to bring your feet to the edges of your mat and then let the knees come together, knocking in. That's a great option too. So we're just going to hang out here for a second, breathing deeply. Coming back to our bodies if we've had a very mental day, thinking about things or reading stuff online or in books or whatever it is, or just thinking about the wildness of this world. So returning to rest, returning to stillness, returning to openness, open-heartedness, open to the wonderful things that this year will bring us. You can place your hands on your belly if you like, totally optional, and feel your belly rise and fall as you inhale deeply and exhale completely. Just resting another second longer. And then when you're ready, if your knees are open, you can slowly bring them up towards each other, placing the soles of the feet flat on the mat. And we'll just roll off to one side, coming off of a block or a blanket if that's under your back, and just resting here in a fetal position for just a second. And then when you're ready, we'll push down with one hand and then the other and come to a comfortable seat, which for some people that might be sitting on a chair. For some people that might be sitting up on a folded up blanket, whatever that is. For some people it might just be sitting on the ground. But the main thing is that our knees are ideally at the same level of our hips or just below our hips. So my hips are here and then my knees are further down. It helps to sit on a blanket or a block for that. All right, and from here, let's do just a couple rounds of prana mudra to really kind of wake up the upper body. So we'll inhale the arms up wide, maybe leaning forward, looking up. Exhale, push the hands down, maybe lean back a little bit. One more time, inhaling up wide. Exhaling, pushing down, and then we're going to do a self massage. So this next time, inhale the arms up wide, and when they get to the top, clap them together and vigorously rub the palms together. You can spread the fingers wide here if you can see, so that my fingers are running in between each other, waking up the little areas, the webbing of the fingers, that type of thing. From here, feel free to tap on the head, just kind of bringing blood to the scalp, waking up the follicles of the hair. And gently massage the scalp. Very good for folks with thinning hair to just gently bring some blood to that area, reminding the scalp to keep doing all the good stuff it does. If you are wearing glasses, feel free to watch what I'm doing, but when you go to do this, take your glasses off because it will be a lot more comfortable that way. I'm going to smooth down my face, smooth open my forehead like this, and smooth down my head. And then when I get to my upper trapezius muscles, that's these muscles here, the one that connects from here and goes down my back, I'm actually going to start giving myself just a little bit of a massage. So I'll show you what that looks like. You can put your glasses back on now if you like. Let me come up a little bit closer for this so you can actually see what I'm doing here. So what I'm doing is I'm taking my hands like this, like lobster claws, and I'm just kind of squeezing. Ooh, I love it. When you sit on a blanket, you can spin around on the floor a lot easier than when you sit on a rubberized yoga mat. So I'm really just reaching for these muscles up here at the back of my neck and just kind of massaging and milking them a little bit. I love it. This is great. So we'll do that for a little bit longer. Being gentle, you could even take your thumbs and kind of press in to this area on your neck here as you do this. I know it's hard to see what I'm doing. And then we'll just swipe out the shoulders like this. So I'll do it slow to show you like that, as if you're just kind of knocking off any sort of rocks you carry in your emotional backpack. Get rid of that burden, it's not necessary. And from here, we'll take the hands into little C shapes, like a royal wave, and we'll cup them, knocking them across the top of the chest. If you have breast tissue, skip the breast tissue and go down below the breast tissue. We'll keep doing that. If you don't have breast tissue, feel free to go wild. And from here, we'll just gently kind of peel the belly open, starting at the umbilicus, starting at the navel. So we were thinking about teaching an alien-inspired yoga class because we have been watching a lot of those alien movies from the 80s and 90s. So,
and we thought it might be too gross.
I mean, it wouldn't be too gruesome. We wouldn't have
it might make people feel
acidic blood or anything like that. But this would
bursting
be
out of your chest.
This would be one of the movements for the aliens-inspired yoga class, but also it's just a great massage for the abdominal muscles. And then from here, we're going to take one hand and slide it down one arm, down the outside, up the inside. It's like you're wiping water, like droplets of water off of your arm here, just knocking those droplets of water off. In my case, droplets of sweat. Because it could be, it's very warm in this room. So we'll do one arm a little bit, kind of just chafing the skin, waking up the sensory organ of the skin. And then other arm. Not fair, you can't laugh without saying why. You want to teach that alien yoga? Well, we'll be prepping you for alien yoga today. We've got a few alien yoga movements today, even though it's not the official alien yoga class. And then from here, I'll turn around again so you can see what I'm doing. I'm just going to smooth my hands up and down my mid-back like this. My thumbs are around my side body here. And I'm kind of warming up the kidney area. The kidneys are somewhere in here. They're a lot higher up than I expect them to be. You want these legs?
Yeah.
Down the outside, up the inside.
All right. Now we're going to take our legs out. You just take one at a time. And you're going to take a hand and go down the outside, up the inside, down, up. Again, chafing it the same way we were doing with our arms.
As if you're wiping water off your leg.
And then you can flip it. Do the other leg.
This is what we get for wearing like, what are these pants made out of? Like, I don't know, a thin suede or something. I'm making this.
All right. And
That means you
then
know it's working.
let's do our feet. So we're just going to take them like this and tap them on the ground. feet.
And then feel free to come back to a comfortable seat, any kind of seat you want. You could even have your legs out in front of you if it's more comfortable for you than sitting cross-legged. And we're gonna take our palms out, fold our thumbs into the palms, and then wrap the forefingers around the thumbs. Some of you might recognize this movement. We usually do it standing up, but today we're doing it sitting down, because why not? So I'm rotating from the wrists here. And as I inhale, my arms are gonna rise up above my head, like the bubbles in an Alka-Seltzer. And then as I exhale, they're gonna come down right in front of me, wrists still rolling. So I get a little bit of a shoulder roll there as well. And then when my arms get right in front of my body, I'm gonna switch directions with the rotation, rotating my wrists the other way. Inhaling up. And then exhaling wide and softly down, like falling snowflakes. And then
open up the hands, shake them off.
You want to do the elbows?
Flap them. Yeah, sure. So elbows, we're going to tuck the thumbs into the palms again, curl the four fingers around. Take the arms out into a T. Relax the shoulders here. So we're not bringing them up here, but they're down here. And then we're just going to swing them, swing the forearms. Looks kind of funny on the video.
It looks awesome.
And then switch the direction.
The great thing about yoga is it really doesn't matter how it looks. I mean, sometimes we find ourselves making faces kind of like the alien when they're sticking his second mouth out of his mouth. But
shake it out. Take your hands, open them up, and shake them out. Sorry to cut you off.
That's okay.
Everybody's arms were going to fall off if I didn't stop them.
Oh, yeah. And then swimming. We're swimming while seated.
So if you want to really get into that shoulder while doing this, you can even grab your shoulders with your hands, and this sort of gets in a little deeper into those shoulders. And you can also do it open palm as well. Whatever is giving you what you want today. And then we're going to take it backwards. So now we're doing the backstroke. Backwards chicken wing.
The chicken stroke. The reverse chicken stroke.
Oh,
all right. Our shoulders are probably really feeling this now.
Flap them again.
Feel free to shake them or move them in any way that.
Also, it's nice to like take your palm and just kind of go back and forth as far as you can go in one direction and then in the other. Let it hang when you do that. And so it's just like hanging from the wrist. And that'll really loosen all the muscles in the arms.
Turn your arms into wet noodles. They might already feel like wet noodles if you've been doing a lot of shoveling. So without any
tight noodles.
further ado, tight, horrible, terrible, shoveled, cold noodles. So without any further ado, feel free to come to hands and knees on your mat. Actually, I'll turn the face this way. You'll see me a little better. And if you want a pad under your knees, you can take that handy dandy folded up blanket and here I'll pull a little closer too and put that under the knees. And we're gonna start off with a little bit of cat and cow just to warm up the spine, but I promise we won't be here too long before we get into these lovely shoulder openers that Brian has in store for us.
So inhale.
Inhaling up. Sorry. No, you can. You do it.
Wait, inhale, tailbone rises, belly drops, head comes up. Exhale, drop the tailbone, round the spine, drop the head. So inhaling into cow. Exhaling into howling cat. Noises are optional.
Although the cow noise does feel really good.
Yeah, we're going to do something sort of like a cow noise later on today in this class. Then if you want to bring a circular motion into this, at some point you can start to rotate the spine like you're rubbing your whole torso around the inside of a barrel. So just kind of rolling into cow, rolling into cat. A few times in one direction and then switch the direction. Can let the head just sort of relax and go with the direction of the spine. Okay, and let's come back to the center now. Now we're going to do some shoulder openers. So let's spread our left hand really wide. Fingers really spread wide here. So we're going to bring our weight onto the left hand as we turn the body to the right. Reach up towards the sky with that right hand. Inhale here. Exhale, thread the needle. Send that right arm underneath the left armpit. Bring that. You can come down onto the right shoulder. If it's hard to reach, you can always use a prop or some sort of something to help you.
This would be a good one with a book, because the block is a little bit high when you rest your head on it, unless you have really broad shoulders. Actually, my shoulders aren't super broad, so maybe if you have normal shoulders.
Blanket's nice too.
But something under the ear can be helpful. Yeah, folded up blanket is really great if you have a hard time bringing the ear down to the ground.
So we're just sitting here. Hopefully your hips are stacked directly over the knees. This is not too uncomfortable for you. If you want to twist a little bit more, you can take your top hand, interlace the fingers, and try to straighten that top arm. And that will bring you a little bit more into the twist. Also, some people like to reach around, so you can reach the arm up and bring it down. I always like to put it on my sacrum first, just to make sure my hips aren't popping out to the left or the right, but kind of helps me to square them straight towards the earth. And then I kind of snake my left arm around, maybe find the outer upper right thigh with the palm of the left hand. Wherever you've gotten off on these multi-stop train ride, twisting ride, just sit here and breathe into that shoulder. And when we're ready to come out, if you've got the arm behind you, you can twist, you can inhale, bring it up to the sky. Exhale, left hand comes down next to the face. Inhale, pressing into that left arm, twist to the right. Reach up to the right with that right hand. And then come back that tabletop.
Oh, how lovely. Let's do the other
The
side.
same thing on the other side.
So that wasn't enough for you.
Yes. We don't want to leave you walking out of this class sideways, because then you just walk in a circle around your apartment and never go.
Although that is a practice to walk around in a circle and chant a mantra. So, anywho, let's inhale the left arm up, looking to the left. Exhale, the left arm threads in between the right arm and the legs. Left shoulder comes to the ground or prop. From here, stop one. Where's Boulevard right now? Stop one is interlacing the fingers of both hands and drawing the hands together and drawing the shoulders back. What's that?
It's Baltic Avenue.
Baltic Avenue? Oh, you're terrible. We'll get to Park Place, I guess. So from here, if you want to go deeper, you can inhale that right arm up. Exhale the right hand to the sacrum, just to make sure your hips are even here. And then if you want to continue sliding the right hand around to wrap the fingers around the front of the left thigh, that's a wonderful option as well. So we'll just breathe here for another minute. And then when you're ready, we'll inhale that right arm back up. Exhale that right hand down right in front of the face. Inhale the left arm up. And then exhale that left hand down. And here we are back in our tabletop with our hands right under our shoulders, our knees right under our hips. And it's yogi's choice. If you have shoulder injuries or your shoulders are feeling, very fragile, come down to your forearms like this. Tuck your chin and lower the crown of your head towards the ground for a nice back of the neck stretch in rabbit posture. And if you feel like your shoulders feel pretty well lubricated and strong, you can actually lift your head, walk your hands forward just a little bit more, and come down for playful puppy or heart posture, Anahatasana. From here, you can either rest the forehead on the mat, or if it's comfortable for you, the chin, or Brian's discovery the other day, one ear can come to the mat.
Yeah. Sometimes the coming to the chin can be a little pinchy in the back of the neck, upper back for some people, but they need more than forehead. So I find a nice compromise is to come down to an ear. But if you're doing this, turn the head halfway through, so you're doing it on both sides. And breathe into that opening.
This one is real if you've been wielding a shovel.
And we're gonna slowly
Let's slowly come back to our elbows here, and then place one hand under his shoulder, the other hand under his shoulder, and we're just gonna sit back towards child's pose. So we're bringing our hips towards our heels here. Arms are still extended in front of you, or you can bring them back and let them rest, palms face up by your legs. Just resting here in this little seed posture for a second. And then when you're ready, we are going to slide the arms out in front of us. And it's up to you whether you want to keep this this blanket on the mat if you have it under your knees, because we're going to snake forward all the way onto our bellies here, in which case the blanket for me is actually under my hips, which is great because my hip bones are very pokey. So I'm actually going to keep this here. But if you want to take the blanket out, you can. Let's take our arms into a T. You want to come here?
I gotta come into the middle.
Oh, no.
Hit the wall. All right, so arms into a T. Let's turn our heads to the right. And then shrug your shoulders up and then shrug them down. So we're relaxing our shoulders for this. Now we're going to bring the left hand just underneath the left shoulder. And we're just going to push into that left hand to...
Wait, are we looking to the right or to the left?
Sorry, to the left.
Looking to the
I'm
left.
getting my left and rights mixed up. Look to the left, bring the left arm underneath the left shoulder. We're going to push into that left arm to slowly come on to our left side with our right arm out behind us. Only come as far as is comfortable for you. So maybe you don't come all the way on your side. Maybe only, you have to support it and just be a little ways. So whatever, just listen to your body. Again, breathing into this stretch on the right side, the outer right shoulder. If you want to take it a little further, you can always stake that top leg and then bend it and then come step that foot down.
So the left foot comes sole down behind the right knee here.
Yep.
If you're doing that on this side. Woo! This is real.
Some people like to go even further. Your choice. You don't have to. You can take that top arm, take it around behind you. Maybe you can even find the fingers of the hand behind you. Again, these are totally optional things.
And I mean, honestly, if this is easy for you, that's when you bend the right knee as well and bring the sole of the right foot to the ground and let the knees start falling towards the left. But please don't rip your arm off.
Or twist your
it.
back out. That's kind of advanced stuff. So listen to your body and only go as far as is comfortable for you.
Ask what the alien would do.
And then we're gonna slowly come out of this so you can, if you got your arm behind you, you can bring it around in front of you. If you got a leg bent, you can straighten that out. We're gonna roll back onto our bellies. Take that left arm out again into a T. Now let's turn the head to face to the right. Make sure your shoulders are relaxing down the back as much as possible. Let's take that right hand underneath the right shoulder, and we're going to press into that right arm to come onto our side. Again, this time, left arm is out behind us. Now I can get back on my mat. So, and then, take it where you want to take it. If you want to go a little further, you can step up that right foot, bring it down on the mat behind the left knee. You can take that right arm up behind you and try to find the fingers of the other hand. And then the super duper advanced, if you want to step that
Let's not even say advanced, because little babies could do this. The super duper flexible.
Babies are super advanced.
I know, it's true. We start off really advanced at yoga, and then we get really bad at it as we
They
get
can do
older.
splits without
It's
any,
true.
any kind of effort. If you
Yeah.
want, you could step that left leg up next to the right leg, and then you try to let both knees fall off to the right. But again, listen to your back, listen to your neck, listen to your body, listen to everything. And only go as far as is comfortable for you. And when you're ready, we're gonna start to slowly make our way back to laying on our bellies. Come out the way you came in.
Oh, that was something.
Mhm.
So when you're ready, feel free to push onto hands and knees again. We're just gonna be here for a second.
How are we doing on time?
I'm not sure. And then from here, we're gonna tuck the toes and lift the hips, coming into a downward facing dog, just briefly. Feel free to give yourself the downward facing dog of your dreams. If it means pedaling one heel down and then the other, that's fine. If it means coming up to your tiptoes, bending your knees, lifting your hips, and then drawing the heels down, that's fine too. If it's shaking in place, that's an instant classic. That's at least for me. And when you're ready, feel free to walk your hands back towards your feet. So your knees can be as bent here as you need them to be, but it's almost like you're massaging your mat as you come all the way back to a forward fold. And we'll just hang out here for a second, maybe grabbing opposite elbows, swaying side to side if you like.
One way you can get a little extra length in your forward fold if you want is to come into a flat back for a second. Let the neck come forward, shoulders come back. So you have a really nice long back here. And then fold again. And maybe you can find yourself almost even draping your upper body over your thighs. Feel free to keep as much bend in the knee as you need to. But you will get more stretch if you want. You put your fingers down in front of you and just kind of roll your weight towards the balls of the feet. And I like to also kind of straight one leg at a time. I like to pedal through my forward fold just as much as my downward dogs.
Mm-hmm. Very nice. And then slowly, like you're a fern unfolding, we bounce our way out to standing. So, you want a time check. Let's see what time it is. I think from here, 7:30, perfect.
Cool.
So from here,
That's
we're gonna just be standing for a little bit. We'll warm up a bit, do a couple sun salutations, and then just make it right back down to the mat for some core strengthening and hip openers. So yes, let's do it. You knew what was coming. This is usually the first thing that we teach, but for whatever reason today, it's in the middle of class. So
Well, we
feel
weren't
free to.
standing until just now.
Yeah, and bouncing while seated is a possibility, but it really is so wonderful while standing. So feel free to bring the feet kind of wide for today's bounce, unless you really want to jump up and down in place, which is totally fine too. But if the feet are wide and you're comfortable just shaking side to side like this, you can start bringing in the twist here. And let's do more formalized twisting today. We haven't done Tibetan twists in a few weeks, so that might be kind of fun. But ooh, I can't get enough of this. Why do we bounce?
Because it's good for us.
Because it's good for us. That's a reason enough.
That's the easiest. Why is it good for us?
Well, one thing that we never talk about with bouncing, when you do use your muscles a lot in a repetitive action, like shoveling, or climbing up a hill to go sledding, or just, working at a desk, your muscles can get tight. And so when we shake like this, it actually does loosen the muscles a little bit and keep our range of motion a little bit more fluid. If you've ever seen like a really, really, really muscular person at the beach, sometimes they kind of walk like this, like they just can't really raise their arms a certain height or anything, and they appear visibly tight. That's where we really want to encourage this looseness. We want our strength, but we also want our supple. Supple is great. So from here, you can still the bouncing, and we're just going to keep twisting from side to side and bring this into a more formalized Tibetan twist. So let's bring the hands up to chest height as if we are skimming water. And we're going to inhale to the right, exhale to the left. As you exhale to the left, you can make the sound like that. And then we can turn our arms up like goalpost arms or cactus arms. Inhaling right, exhaling left, same noise.
Relax shoulders.
And then we'll take our arms down like we are manually turning a hula hoop. Inhaling right, exhaling left. Trying to keep the hips facing forward as much as possible here. It's okay if they move a little bit, but just try to keep an eye on that. And you can let it shake off again. Twisting side to side, gently, loosely, maybe shaking it out. Shaking everything out one last time. Hip rolls?
Yes, hip
Yes,
rolls. So
hip
let's
rolls.
keep those feet kind of wide, and let's roll through those hips. Oh,
Oh, yay!
yeah, this is something.
You can experiment with how your feet are placed here. Like they could be facing the same direction, parallel to each other. That's gonna sort of activate certain parts of the hip joints that turning the feet out at a 45-degree angle will shift. You might feel a different part of the hip joints being activated with the feet slightly turned out. So give that a try.
When you're ready, switch the direction.
Bring it up to the. And then if you have your feet facing the same direction the last time and then you turn them out, feel free to face the feet the same direction again. That's great.
Mm-hmm.
I'd like to do leg swings and all this other
Yes,
stuff too.
let's
But
do those.
first, let's draw the feet together and just do a little bit of a knee rotation. Even though the knees are not ball and socket joints, this is a nice warm up for the knees and the ankles. So I'm actually gonna bend my knees here, place my hands on my knees, keeping a nice long back, and then just draw little circles with my knees, like how Brian's doing. Feet are together, so you're probably feeling this in your ankles as well as your knees. Look at my shadow, how crazy. And then go the other way whenever you're ready. More spinny stuff. And then we'll just shake all that off again. And feel free to come to a wall if you like, or you can do this in the middle of the room. I'm gonna put one hand on the wall, and then the leg that's further from the wall, I'm gonna bend. And you can use a strap here if you want to put the strap under the ankle and pull the leg up towards the glute like that, or you can just reach for the foot, draw the heel of the bent knee towards the hip, draw the knees together, and then tuck the tail. So that just means tilt the tailbone down, and you'll feel a nice long stretch. Maybe not so nice, maybe nasty, but you'll feel a long stretch regardless through the front of the bent leg's thigh. So the quadricep here for me, it's my right leg. So I'm just holding it here in this runner's stretch for a second. And then I'm gonna let go of the ankle, maybe putting a hand on the waist, and just start drawing little circles with my knee here. So rotating from the hip, and you can really explore space with these little circles if you like. Or you can keep them kind of small or spiral them crazy, whatever you like. And then from here, I'm gonna come back to stillness, hand is on the hip, and I'm just gonna swing that leg back and forth. If you have a block and you wanna stand on a block for this, that's fine. Otherwise, you can just lean a little to the left so that right foot has clearance. And if you want to get the right arm engaged in this action, let the arm come forward as the leg comes back. I always feel like one of those Amish wooden toys when I do this movement. Like the weird amusements for Amish children. So when you're ready, we'll shake that leg off, turn around, do the other side. You have no idea what I'm talking about.
I know, I can, yeah.
Yeah, those toys you squeeze and they flip around. And
They're like little guys.
yeah, like
slap
weird
on
little
your knee.
people with their legs kicking around. So other side, hand comes to a wall, or you can practice this in the middle of the room. That's fine too, if you want to challenge your balance. And then we'll grab the other foot, draw it towards the glute, draw the knees together, tuck the tail, feel that nice long stretch in the quadricep. Breathing deep. And then when you're ready, we'll release the ankle and start doing little circles. Maybe they spiral their way up to big circles. Did I switch directions on the other one?
No,
You didn't catch me?
no, I forgot.
Oh, how terrible.
You
All
got us
right.
into the other thing before I could.
Oh, I just wanted to do this leg swing. So when you're ready, we'll switch directions and go the other way with those little circles. So one of our legs will just have to be more excellent than the other, I think, today.
This is gonna be something.
All right, well, fine. We'll do the other one again. So when you're
No,
ready.
no, I'm talking about this part.
Oh, no. When you're
I'm
ready,
aim this way.
you can stop doing the little circles and just start swinging that leg, either hand on the hip here or hand in conjunction with the leg goes the opposite direction. Try not to kick your friend if you're practicing with a friend. And then we'll just shake that leg off, shake everything off. And what do you think? Anything else before sun salutation? I feel so warmed up. Let's just chop wood and then we'll do our sun salutations. There may be a little twist. You want to do sumo twist?
Sumo twist. We're gonna step out wide, take your feet out about a 45-degree angle. You're gonna squat down, tuck the tailbone here, so we're not doing this and then sticking our butts flat like this. We're
Thank
going
you
like,
for the demo.
we're going like this. We got a nice long back, right?
Yes, nice long back here. You can even use one thing, I mean, it depends on how long your arms are, but you can actually push down on the arms a bit to lengthen the back here. As
Now,
long as you keep your neck nice and long.
so nice and long here with a long back. We're gonna take a deep inhale in the middle. With an exhale, push into one arm, twisting to one side.
Woo!
Inhale back through the middle. Exhale, press into the other arm, twist over to the other side. Just gonna go back and forth, inhaling through the center, exhaling as we twist to the opposite side.
And take this at your own pace. If you want to go real slow, that's fine. If you want to take it at a more steady clip, that's fine too. And then next time you come back to center, let's turn the feet so that they're parallel to each other now. I'm going to interlace the fingers of both hands and fold forward here. These can be bent if you like. And then I'm going to inhale the arms up high above the head, even sitting in my hips a little bit. And then exhale, making the sound ha. So we'll just chop wood like that a little bit more. Inhaling up, exhaling ha. Again, ha. Take it at your own pace. Ha.
Ha,
Ha.
ha,
Ha.
ha,
Ha. One more.
ha,
Ha. And then we'll just
Ha.
stay forward here for a second. Hands can come down towards the ground if you like. We'll toe heel the feet closer and closer to each other, coming back into our forward fold. So just hang out here for a second. And then let's just slowly curl the back up to standing. When you get to the top, inhale the shoulders up towards the ears, back and down. And then we'll come to the top of our mats for just a little bit of, okay, that's my top, for a little bit of sun salutations before taking it right back down again. This is the hard part today. Maybe, we'll see, might not be. We still have to do the ab stuff. So sun salutations, feet are either right next to each other or hips width distance. We'll inhale the arms out and up, maybe looking up towards the ceiling. Exhale, arms come wide and we fold all the way down. This is sun salutation A, sort of. And then we're gonna inhale into a flat back, keeping the neck long here. So tuck the chin just a little. Breathe at your own pace for just a second.
And on your next exhale, we'll fold forward, planting the hands on either side of the feet. Let's step back to plank. Just hanging out here for a second in plank. Hands are right under the shoulders. If you want to bring the knees down for half plank, that's fine too. And then when you're ready, we'll all bring the knees down and exhale, chest and chin, all the way down. Inhaling, peeling up for just a little low cobra here. So low I can lift my hands off of the ground. Exhale, coming all the way down, resting the head on the mat. We'll inhale, bend the knees, lift the hips, tuck the toes, and come into downward facing dog. And then we've got a little extra on the sun salutation. So feel free to lift the right leg here. And we just want to bring it right up. So we don't want to open our hips as much as we want the hips to be level here. So the leg could just be at hip height if you want. And then we're going to bend that right knee. I'm sorry, did I say lift the left leg? That's meant lift the right leg. So we'll bend the right knee, come forward a little bit for scorpion. Then from here, this is the hard stuff, and you can totally skip this if you want, and just come back to down dog. We're gonna lower that left knee and come down, knees, chest, chin here.
Legs still up.
Legs still up, and then bring that right leg down. Resting on the mat in pranam, we'll inhale up. Maybe a little bit higher cobra if you like. Exhale, come down. Tuck the toes, bend the knees, coming through tabletop, we'll lift the hips, coming into downward facing dog. Again, our old friend. And now we'll do that same thing on the other side. Scorpion, once again, haven't seen that one in a bit. Inhaling the left leg to hip height. Bend the left knee, pointing the toe up at the ceiling. Come forward a little bit here. Oh, this is great. Bend the right knee, slowly bring it down. Then chest and chin come down. Woo! And then we come all the way down to our bellies. Inhaling up for your highest cobra, because I promise this is the last one. Shoulders are down here though. Exhale, coming down, bending the knees, tucking the toes, lifting the hips. Last downward facing dog. You can take the hands kind of wide here. And it's yogi's choice. I'm really terrible at this, but maybe Brian will do it in a way that looks real flashy. We're gonna jump through the seat.
Oh, yeah.
You want to show first?
Sure.
Because I bet you can do it real flashy. Maybe.
Well, now you say it like that, my expectations.
I know, right? I'm setting you up. Oh, that was wonderful. Beautiful. So if you can do that, great. If you can't, watch me and you can do something like this. So I'm just going to jump forward, cross my knees. And here I am, and I see the posture. But at this point, let's take the legs forward. Hands can rest on the mat behind you, and we're just going to wag the legs back and forth. So toes go in and out, in and out, in and out, in and out, in and out. Ah, that was something. Really not so hard, I guess, but maybe for me. Ab stuff. So let's come all the way down onto our backs. Knees can be bent. Soles of the feet are flat on the ground here. Excuse me. And let's just start with bringing the legs into this 90-degree angle here. Drawing the knees together and rotating through the ankles just a little bit. Give those ankles a break. We worked them kind of hard today. So first going in one direction, and then when you're ready, take them in the other direction. Then from here, let's move that rotation again back to the knees. So the knees get a twofer today because they've been getting extra love. So again, knees come in close. If you need a little break, draw the knees to the chest, rock side to side for a second. Otherwise, meet us here in the same leg position, this right ankle. And we're just going to draw circles with the entire foot here. So really draw the knees together here. If you want to engage the abs, interlace the fingers of both hands and rest the back of the head in the hands, engaging really the upper abdominal muscles here, right below the heart center. And when you're ready, we'll switch directions. taking those circles the other way, drawing the knees together, engaging the abdominis rectus. It's that muscle right down the middle. It's like a hill rising up in the middle of your belly here. And then we'll come back down, again drawing the knees towards the chest. This time drawing little circles on the ceiling with the knees, first going in one direction, and then going in the other direction. You want to teach your famous bicycle twist thing?
Sure.
That sounded dubious.
Bicycle twist. So we'll do bicycling.
All
I'm
right.
going to show it without the twist, and then you can add the twist in if you want to add a little more extra with it. So I like to take you can lay your head just on the mat if you want, or if you want a little extra engagement, interlace your fingers, let the back of your head rest in your hands, but really let the head relax, no tension in the neck. Again, take the legs out in an L shape. And then let's just first start with just making like bicycle legs. So we're not doing anything much with the upper body at this point, other than just letting it relax.
And it's a similar engagement to what we just felt in the previous exercises. So
Yeah.
you're really feeling it along the middle of the belly here.
Then if you want to start engaging the other muscles, the oblique, the side muscles, as one knee comes towards you, take the opposite elbow towards it.
Ooh, that's hard. But you really do feel those oblique muscles, which are the muscles
And feel
on the
free,
sides of the body.
sorry, feel free to
That's
go
okay.
really slow with it.
Or go really fast and do hundreds of them.
Or whatever.
Just make sure you bounce it off afterwards so you aren't that muscle guy at the beach who can't lift his arms.
When you're ready, let's hug the knees into the chest and just rock side to side, or you can make circles with the knees. You can also rock up and down.
Oh, that's a nice
If
one.
it's uncomfortable, if you're like us, there's like a hardwood floor under us, and if it's hard to rock up and down on the spine like that, you can rock a little to the left, a little to the right. So you're just going on either side of the spine rather than straight on it.
Oh, fantastic. All right, so if we are all rocking up and down like this, let's rock ourselves all the way up to a seat. And we're gonna do one short hip opener. Well, it's not short because we're gonna hold it for about 5-10 breaths. But a hip opener of your choice. So I'm gonna show you two options.
We'll show a few different options.
All right, what do you have in mind?
Well, that's
I was going to start off with down angle, and with all these hip openers, feel free, if you want, you can sit on a blanket and elevate your hips for this.
Now we'll make
It's
it a
not
little-
necessary, but it's totally a great option if you like. So bound angle, soles of the feet come together. They can be kind of far away from you or kind of close to you. Doesn't really matter. If you're finding when they're close to you that your knees are like this, try to take them a little bit further and see if that helps the knees to relax down, because that is kind of one of the things we're aiming for, I guess, here. So whatever your feet are at, from here, we're just going to gently walk forward and come into a very long, relaxed forward fold. So take this at your comfort.
But
If you
there's
have
other options, right?
yes, but I want to just
Oh,
give them all the things. If you have blocks and you want to place them under the knees here, that's fine. Or if you want to put something in front of your feet to rest your head on here, that's fine too. The other option of this would be for those with very open hamstrings or who would like to achieve very open hamstrings, is to open the legs wide. If you're doing it this way, take your hands to one thigh and turn the inner hand down and the outer hand up to rotate the flesh of the thigh. Same thing on the other leg, so that the hips are open, and then from here, same thing, folding forward. I personally find folding forward, like swaying forward here, is a lot easier for me. And you can rest your head on the block.
make this get.
And I'm done. You're next.
No, that was it. That was the two, right?
Oh yeah, I
the
thought
other
you had a third. Do you have a third?
No, I think these two.
These two are good. I mean,
One or the other.
it's a whole cornucopia of sensation. So find what is most comfortable for you here, whether it is bound angle.
I'd say choose your poison, but I find yoga is more medicine than poison. So,
But you know,
Choose-
Ayurveda says that everything can be medicine.
so choose your medicine.
Yes, choose your medicine. Might be your poison if you're dealing with a recovered torn hamstring. Which, if you are dealing with a recovered torn hamstring, put a block, and you're doing something like this, put a block under each knee, and then come forward.
And if you are doing it with legs out like this, make sure you keep a little bend here, a little softness in the knees, and you're not locking those legs.
That's hard, though.
No, it isn't. Oh, maybe. Sorry,
It's
I
hard
shouldn't
for
say
me.
that. I'm sorry. That's not a nice
It's
thing.
hard for me.
It's not for me, but
It's hard for me.
it's not easy either.
Yoga is about finding comfort in uncomfortable situations because try as we might in this life, sometimes life is very uncomfortable. So we do what we can to find our comfort and we find our rest within that, knowing that when we do find ourselves in an uncomfortable spot, at least we can do a really badass hip opener, right? Just kidding. Breathing deep, lengthening the spine, allowing the body to take this at its own pace. Coming out as you need to, and then maybe going back in. And then when you're ready, no hurry at all. We'll just walk the hands back, sitting up straight again. Maybe if you have blocks under your knees, taking them out, drawing the knees up, no matter where your feet are. So their knees are bent here. I'm gonna put my hands down on the mat behind me and just let the knees rock side to side. Loosening up the hips after that possibly quite dramatic hip opener. All right, and then if you have any other movements you want to do before Shavasana, whether it's putting on some socks or doing a spinal twist or a happy baby posture or an inversion or whatever it is that you like, putting a blanket under your head, wrapping up in the blanket, we're going to make our way down to the mat for our final rest. If you're wearing glasses, feel free to remove them and put them somewhere safe to the side where you know you aren't going to roll over on them by accident in a state of yogic bliss. Palms face up, feet are about mat's width distance. And before we drift into that Shavasana land, let's just do 3 rounds of brahmari breathing. That's bumblebee breath as we lie here on the mat. Very simple breathing technique that is used for vibrating the energy and the organs within the body to help. It's kind of like the shaking stuff as we did before. If we shake off to keep our muscles from getting too tight, we hum to keep our organs from getting too tight, because organs can get tense as well. So from here, inhale deeply, and on your exhale with your mouth closed, just feel free to hum a note. It doesn't matter if it's a high note or a low note. You could even take notice of where you feel that note in your body. And we're going to do this 3 times so you have a chance to do 3 notes if you like. So when you're ready, inhaling deeply. Feeling the body melting into the ground. We'll do 2 more rounds. Inhaling deeply. Inhaling deeply when you're ready. And then
resting in the stillness and follow that sound. Allow your body to relax. Allow your breathing to become natural, maybe shallow. Closing the eyes.
So when you're ready, you can start to bring your awareness back to your body. You can deepen the breath. You can start to move the toes and fingers. Maybe that motion moves up into the ankles and wrists as well. Maybe even the elbows and knees a little bit. You're gonna take a big stretch on our mat. You can take your arms up overhead. You can even interlace the fingers, send the palms away from the crown of your head. Bring the legs together, press out through the feet. Inhale, press out through the heels, press out through the feet. Great, the heels and the feet. I meant the palms and the heels. All right, and then you can hug everything in. Give yourself a big hug in. You can rock a little bit side to side if you want. We're gonna make our way up to seated, so however you like to get there, take your time. And when you make your way to seated, if you like, you can press your palms together in front of the heart. And then let's do a couple of rounds of prana mudra. That's just always an amazing, awesome thing to do. So reach the arms out real wide. Inhale, keep an arch to the back as you reach up, gathering. Exhale, maybe even round the back, pushing down. One more time. Last one, reach up high. This time let the palms touch overhead. Exhale. Now let's bring the palms down to touch at heart center. If you'd like to join us in an Om, feel free. We'll take a deep inhale. Thanks for coming and practicing with us today. The light in me sees and honors the light in you. Namaste.
Namaste. Thank you much. See y'all next week.